Hi everybody, welcome back to Go Get That Rose. I'm your host Sarah. I'm finally back after being gone for a couple of weeks. Very sad I missed the end of Hannah's season, but I will share my thoughts on that soon. Holding down the fort while I was gone was my co-host J Wade.
Hey everybody, it's good to have y'all back, and it's good to have you back.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be back just in time for Bachelor in Paradise. And joining us on our special episode, we have a special guest. He's an actor, writer, comedian, and a Schmoedown competitor for those Afterlife and Collider Live fans. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Winston A. Marshall here with us. Welcome.
Hey,
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, y'all. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it's great to have you on.
I was gonna say anybody on Collider Live probably knows how much I watched The Bachelor. I was in Bachelorette and all that stuff, but for half a second I was like, people be like, "He been watching The Bachelor? I didn't know black people did that."
So, oh man, I didn't realize guys watched The Bachelor.
You know, I had a situation where I had a show called Positive Black People News where I did positive news stories about black people, kind of a la The Daily Show. And we, right around when we started was when they announced that Rachel was going to be the first black bachelor, bachelorette. And so I just decided to watch The Bachelor to see her on that and then into her season just to kind of see what it was all about. And I'm not going to lie, I got hardcore hooked.
So that was your first season?
It was Nick.
Oh, mine too. That was my first season.
Yeah. So watching Nick's season was my first one. And I don't even know what she ever... I mean, I guess you don't have a choice. You go on whoever is the Bachelor one way or the other. And he was like the most boring person. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Him and Ari, they're both just...
yeah.
Years, bro.
We had really bad bachelors the past couple of years, but...
Yeah. No, that's for sure.
Portland.
Well, that whole situation was so weird too, and I feel like the endings for all of these seasons I've watched have been very ugh, like.
Oh yeah, they've all been terrible. Nothing good happened.
I didn't believe Nick really loved the girl he picked. I don't even remember her name.
Vanessa,
Rachel,
they're not together. It doesn't matter.
They broke up. See, there you go. So, and then Rachel, clearly loved the other dude, but was like, I don't want a boyfriend, I want a ring. And I have some insider shit on that because my best friend from back in the day went to law school with her, knows, I'm from Dallas, so knows the Dallas law circuit, and was like, nah, she been thirsty for a long time. So that makes, that makes sense. And then Ari's a piece of shit the way he did Becca. Becca chose a racist. Colton picked a girl that didn't want her, and I didn't want him, and then Hannah picked Peter. So then she tried to go back and double dip, and that's not cool, man. So I don't know. These endings have got me thinking about maybe I need to retire.
Yeah. Well, the only ending I have is Hannah B's season. That's when I started. So I don't know. That was extremely crazy to me. And one thing you said about love and all that, are any of these people, is anybody really able to find love with someone they just met in that short amount of time?
That's a great question. And I know plenty of stories of friends' parents that met and within a couple months were married and stuff. A lot of them tend to be immigrants. So my roommate, his parents both were Chinese, raised in Korea, and they both had to move here around the same time, and they met and went on 3 or 4 dates and were married and pregnant within a couple months.
Wow.
I can't imagine meeting and falling in love that quickly. But it happens. And so I guess what I have trouble believing with this process is just the fact that because it's publicly televised like that, you're going to get a lot more BS.
Yeah.
And if you're with someone, you got to pass the honeymoon phase, who people are. So I don't know.
What did you guys think of Hannah's season overall? Since we said there were not so great seasons in the past.
You can go first. You're the newbie.
Me? Well, hell, man. A couple things really stand out to me, which is, first of all, Mike. He is such a fucking handsome guy, dude, and
Oh
that
yes,
smile is great. We're big fans of Mike here,
like
and
the Bachelor.
yes,
I
for
hope
sure,
so.
100%. But something that struck me is the whole time Hannah's telling the guys, I want you to open up to me. I want you to open up. Mike is the only one I saw who truly opened up to her. Like she was begging all these other guys to do, but she got rid of him and then kept all these D-bags. And I'm
Hmm.
just like, I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. We kind of talked here like Peter. We like Peter. He seems like a sweet little puppy, but he seems like a puppy. So maybe he wasn't the best choice either. And
He
then you got
apparently,
Top. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say he apparently humps like a puppy since
I
they did it four
guess.
Oh
times in the
my
windmill.
god,
Yeah.
4 times!
Yes.
Oh my god.
And it's true. I can
Okay,
never look at a
Peter.
windmill again the same way.
Well, there's that ugly rumor that they cause cancer, which they don't, but apparently they do cause crazy sexual experiences. So there you go.
I think what upset me the most was his mom was like screaming, like happy the whole time she said that. I was like, oh my god, lady, calm down.
I mean, look, I hope my mama supports me when I be getting it in. Like, I don't need her to like know about it, but I hope she's like, that's my boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Oh man. I don't know. I'm 40, so I'm up there in age. I come from a time where, in my mind, I'm going, wait a minute, she slept with more than one person in a week, and then I'm like, wait a minute, she's talking about it and she's open about it, and it just to me, it's kind of like, is that only is it only because it's in a show and that's the point of having sex with people isn't the point of the show, but the point is to build relationship. Well, for some it might be, mainly the guys, I'm sure it probably is, but it just it amazes me how open and like making out with three guys in one day and all this. I just that's the stuff that blows my mind that I don't understand.
Well, she's
yeah.
getting a lot of backlash for like how open and honest she's been about sex and all that stuff. So I think
I
that's
Well,
why
I'm
she
not a
dropped
prude, so I just want to
No,
make
no, no.
that clear. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a prude, man. I got some freaky stuff in me too, but I'm just saying, me being a little bit older, it just seems weird these days that it's so people are so open and nonchalant about that kind of stuff. I mean, do your thing, but it's a little off-putting sometimes.
No, I understand. I mean, I appreciate that she is in the sense that I think a lot of the trouble we see, particularly in America, is the fact that it's still so taboo. Like we're getting better about it, but it's so
Yeah.
taboo that I think that's where we end up with a lot of like mistakes as kids. Where like we don't have across the board like sexual education, so a lot of times like kids just get into trouble. They're gonna get into trouble regardless. I think that's the big thing that a lot of people that have a tendency to push more abstinence only education. Kids are going to be kids and they're going to do things that they don't know about it. You would at least want to prepare them so they
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
they're dealing with. And so there's a part of me that appreciates her being as open and honest as she is, especially from the standpoint that like when Luke P was trying to shame her for being sexually active, like that's the truth for anybody that's born a Christian is that we're sinning every single day. So as long as you're like genuinely remorseful and repentful, like Jesus isn't gonna love you any less for doing anything like that. Like hell, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that people be like that. Luke P, if anything, was very prideful the whole time. That's actually way more of a deadly sin than anything else. So
Yeah.
like I appreciate her being so open and forthwith, like one to just kind of try and take the stigma and the taboo away from it. Like there's nothing wrong with her like doing her thing like that. And I don't know. I personally I applaud her for that part of the whole thing is that she was so like
Yeah.
open and honest about it. So but I don't know, man. I love the fact that you're exactly right that she wanted people to be open and Mike was right there to do it. and
Yeah.
she just wasn't about that life. But that's okay, because I genuinely think like he's the front runner right now to be the new Bachelor, even though I know there's previews of him
Yes.
going to Bachelor in Paradise. So we'll see. Hopefully, this sounds terrible, but hopefully he doesn't find any love in Mexico and then can be the Bachelor later this
I
year.
mean, that's what happened to Colton. Colton was on Bachelor in Paradise and became the Bachelor. So
That's true. That's very, very true.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's cold, but I really do not want him to find love on Bachelor in Paradise because I want him on Bachelor. But
Yeah.
I feel really bad about something concerning Mike. I still feel bad about it, even though he doesn't know and we'll never know. But it's just the fact that when the season had first started and when he first opened up to Hannah about losing a child, our first episode after that, I didn't accuse him, but I questioned his motives there. Was he maybe using that to gain some sympathy and gain some ground? And again, keep in mind, I've never seen this show before, so you can't hold it against me that I was thinking that. But then as it went on, completely fell in love with the guy. And so to get off the Mike soapbox, though, yes, big fan of Mike. Love that guy.
No, he's the best, man. He really is.
I think Hannah did a great job this season. At first, I was not like, I was thrilled, but she wasn't like my first choice. But I think she was great. She was just open and honest the most of the time and really real. And I love that she called Luke P out and called people out on their stuff. I wish she didn't pick Jed. I think everyone really did not want her to pick Jed. I really don't think, a lot of people are saying, like, I don't really think any of these guys really matched with her that well. Like, maybe Tyler, but Tyler's out living his best life right now. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, which he should, because like the big thing that I was gonna say about that is like my sister keeps insisting that I'm shipping this all day, like they'll be together, blah blah blah, and I'm like, but who? Like, I would honestly lose a lot of respect for Tyler. Like, if like I love Hannah, I don't think that she needs to be with him at all, because who honestly wants to start a relationship as like a consolation prize? She made a decision that she wanted to be with Jed.
Yeah.
Obviously, before she knew all the facts, but that person, like, I know that sounds weird to say because he was hiding it from her, but like, he did say a couple times, like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, like, this seemed like a good opportunity for my music. He said that early on, which, cool.
Yeah.
He was honest about that, but like, that already is kind of putting in the air, hey, I'm not necessarily here to find love, to be honest with you. And so like, I sort of put that on her a little bit. I know the producers love to keep stuff from people and then like surprise, because then all of a sudden you get much better ratings that way. Mm-hmm. But I genuinely hope that Tyler does go out there now and like really find his missus right, because I don't think it's Hannah, and it's not because I don't think that they had good chemistry, but I think that, like, again, you can't start the relationship with, well, I didn't really want to be with you, I wanted to be with someone else, but it didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that rings terribly to me.
Yeah, it's different than like Ari going back and picking Lauren, where like you could tell he really wanted to be with Lauren, but it was just
right,
his family or whatever.
No, exactly. And like that to me definitely, like, I mean, he was kind of an ass the way he did that too. Yes. But like but I do feel like that is a different situation where he, like, it also wasn't like because Becca was out here like had another man and was like cheating on him. It was like I made a huge mistake type situation. So those definitely ring a little bit different.
Yeah. So, talking about cheating and dating a bunch of people, let's just jump into Bachelor in Paradise and talk about Blake and all the issues that he's brought so far. So,
yeah, talk about a dirty dog, man. I mean, I thought Jed was a dog, but dude, wow.
Yeah, I went and found the text messages, and they both said, I don't know if I remember how Kaylin was as far as like a person on Colton's season, where she was kind of out here like making life miserable for Hannah and like doing all sorts of stuff where she was kind of in for the clout. So these text messages that Blake posted up don't make either of them look very good. It really makes Blake look like a piece of shit because he's posting like intimate text messages back and forth, but I understand he was trying to clear his name, so like people went in on Kaylin. But it also, there's like, for example, one of the text messages back and forth, at one point, like Blake is very like, hey, like don't come over, and she's like, I already got an Uber, I'm coming. And he was like, all right, well, if you do, like, we're just chilling, we can maybe cuddle, but absolutely no sex. And she goes, no, only sex, I'm just coming over there for sex. Like, and they're kind of joking back and forth, but like someone made a very good point in like the comments of this article that like if the gender roles were reversed and a dude, like a girl was like, you can come over but no sex, and a dude was pressing like, no, I'm only coming over, like it would come off as very horrible. So like they both kind of suck as people is essentially what this is coming down to. And so like Blake deserves all the ostracization that he's getting for sure, and I'm very curious to see how this all plays out with Hannah. Which I guess that's the other thing. I call her Skipper, the other Hannah, because she looks like Barbie's little sister Skipper.
Oh my god! But Bambi, she got these big eyes. Like...
yeah, I'm gonna. If y'all want, you could. If you do, I don't know if you put this on YouTube or whatever, but you could put like a picture of a Skipper doll, and that could be the
That's great.
But apparently they already had started to. He started to like kind of flirt with her or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it does seem that like Kaylin really genuinely was in this just to hook up. Especially because a lot of the text messages she's alluding to, like, how, I guess, horny she gets when she's drunk. And so she had come on to Blake beforehand.
Oh, my God.
But then she still felt that way or whatever. But then, like, was like, I feel bad because I know how much you and Hannah are becoming a thing and all this stuff. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she knew her friend was into the dude and was talking to him and still went over to bang him. Like, it's just, there's a lot of just ugly sloppiness. They both can just go away. Like they're good drama for ratings. That
As far as Hannah and Blake, why would you have something going on or possibly have something going on, but you both go on a show like this where the point is to meet random people, different people, and try to build a relationship? That doesn't make sense either.
For the views and for the followers. Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of people go on these shows for the most part.
No, exactly. And part of it too is like they are like they talk about how they are like a big Bachelor Nation family or whatever. Mm-hmm. So they all meet each other at events and like spend whatever time together, et cetera, et cetera. So they do kind of know each other. So like the fact that they were all at Stagecoach together and like had the opportunity to like talk and hook up and all that kind of stuff. Like I guess it happens pretty on the regular, and then they try and either downplay it because they don't want to like ruin the magic of them not meeting like then and there, or they do what they're doing now and they're like, air it out. Like, it is both real and super fake at the same time. Like
so I guess I'm the devil's advocate because I don't think Blake's really that bad of a guy.
Oh, Sarah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if maybe like I'm just falling for. Okay, so I was a huge fan of Blake. No, listen, I was a huge fan of Blake when he was on Becca's season. I wanted him, like, I did not like Garrett. I thought Garrett was so boring, and I was like, pick Blake. He seems really nice and really sweet. And I also was really worried about him that he was gonna have like a meltdown if he didn't get picked, which he did. I just felt so bad for this poor guy. So then, like, he shows up, and I don't know, like, I just think he's very immature. He's like 31, but I still feel like he's very immature. Like, he doesn't know how to talk to women. Like, I think the problem is, like, I just don't think he realizes, like, his actions are hurting women. Like, the same kind of thing with Jed, where Jed was, like, explaining Haley and how, I told her I loved her because I was drunk, and, like, didn't realize that they were in a relationship, even though he kept saying that they weren't. Like, that's kind of how I feel like Blake is. Like, I feel like Blake doesn't realize, it's just misunderstanding like what women are saying to him. Like Kaylin's taking like, oh, we've been talking for months, we've been texting, so we're going to be in a relationship, and he's just like, oh, we're just texting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's just a miscommunication between him and all these women.
Mhm.
I still think he's not a great guy, but I don't think like he's as manipulative or playing everyone as everyone says he is.
I don't know. Sleeping with 2 chicks within 24 hours is pretty damn bad in my book.
I don't think that's that bad, honestly. Like,
I don't either. I don't either, in the sense that, like, look, whatever, I'll put it out there. Back in my hoeing days, all right, like at one point, well, like, it's funny because both my girlfriend now and I, we both used to joke about how we had a hotation. And, like, essentially, like, you know, it would be exactly that, where I remember in that particular phase, I was honest with every single one of the girls that I was with. I was just like, hey, like, here's the thing. We're not in anything exclusive. Whatever you do is your business. Whatever I do is my business. Like, if there's any health things that need to come up, then we need to have that super honest conversation. Mm-hmm. And then also, if feelings change, so if you want something more to this, then let's sit and have a conversation, and based on where we both at, if we feel good about it, cool, and if not, like, we can stop this and just be friends or whatever, or not, like, if it's not at that point anymore. But that's, to me, the difference, though. You can go out and be with as many people as you want, as long as you are honest and straightforward with what you want. And so what shocks me is that Blake is 31. It's almost grown man time, dude. Like, I understand you're on, like, essentially, like, an adolescent ass, like, 20-year-old show to just, like, bang. But, like, but, like, you can still act like an adult while you do it. You don't have to, like, act like you're 19 still. And so I don't know. I don't have a problem with him with 2 different women, but, like, give people, like, at least the information that that's what's going on. So, like, let Kaylin know before she comes over, if you really don't want her to come over and, like, bang, to be like, look, real talk, I just hooked up, like, we're not whatever, and I just hooked up with somebody, so if you really want to, like, I'm all about it, like, let's go, but just as a warning, like, you ain't the only one. And if you know, just give. That's my big thing. I think you have to give people the information to make choices. That's why that's why Hannah was upset, and I understand that. She was not given all the information. If she had known, I think the fact that, like, she would, like, this other girl was, like, a dirty little secret is also what made it so bad. If it had been, like, hey, this is kind of what had happened, etc., like, I'm not really with her anymore, like, it did get a little whatever, you have to accept the consequences that she may go, you know what, I don't want any of this drama, I don't want any of this mess, like, goodbye. But, like, giving her that, I feel like that's actual honesty that she wanted. And she still may have chosen Jed and not have felt bad about this. But like she said, you cheapened it because you hid all of this from me. And I had to find out after the fact from a People magazine article. Like, so.
Yeah, everything you said is spot on. I guess I should have been more clear. It's the lack of transparency and honesty with hooking up with those 2 girls in that short amount of time, and given that they know each other. So I guess what I was knocking was a perfect storm in a sense. But yes, you're correct. Everything you said, man. Do what you want to do. You just got to be upfront about it. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just be honest with these girls, because it's all going to come back to bite you. Which it is.
Completely. Poor Blake my ass. Nah.
Okay,
I'm not on that train. Sorry, Sarah.
Sarah, you're more than allowed to feel bad for him. I'm just letting you know I'm not. That boy's getting all the shade. He will not be hot in Mexico at all because he's got plenty of shade from me. That's all I'm saying.
The only thing I hated more than Blake was Cam's leopard print shirt.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Wait, who did he hook up with at the end?
Kaylin.
Oh god.
Such a power play. Like, she was just trying to get that rose out of him, and I was there for it.
I didn't know about how all this. I didn't understand how this one would work with there being multiple men, multiple women, a rose ceremony, and it was all really confusing going into it. But then once I realized, when I got to the point where I realized that there were more of one gender than the other, then I was like, okay, because now it's going to get into a bunch of sneaky high school BS, and people are going to be screwing each other, and it's going to be great. People are good, like, for example, a girl's going to latch on to a guy that she does not give a damn about, but she just wants to stick around so that she can get to the big bear. It's just like, these people are insane, man.
Yeah.
And now more people will be coming each week. So then relationships you thought were strong will probably fall apart because there's going to be someone new.
Oh, man. I'm so excited the Dean's coming back. Which I actually met him. He's actually a very good dude. He kind of opened up that, like, apparently he shot this whole season of Bachelor in Paradise sober because part of like his last run on it is he was constantly drunk. And so like most of his decision making in Mexico was him just like while he was fucked up and on camera. So like it doesn't excuse his behavior. I think he was a piece of shit during that season. But he's been doing well in that, like, he's sobered up. He has like a dating podcast, I want to say, with somebody else on the Bachelor Nation. So I'm excited to see him come back.
Ben.
Is it?
Or Nick. It's with one of them. I'm not sure. It might be Ben.
Yeah, something like that. So I'm excited to like see him come back, and like hopefully he does a lot better. I wonder how that drama is going to play out if Christina's still there. When he shows up, that could be. I can't imagine that's not a thing that they really want to have happen.
No, Christina's the Russian Southern girl, right, from Kentucky.
Yes.
All right, she's smoking hot, and and as soon as I said that, I'm like, okay, this is where everybody's like, man, how old is that guy again? But I mean, hey, man, I recognize beauty in all forms as long as it's legal, and she's gorgeous, and that's all I'm saying.
No, she's super hot. The only person that's real, there are 3 people that I really don't like that I think need to go away. The first obvious one is Cam. Cam can go.
Oh no, I'm loving Cam so far.
Oh god, he's entertaining to hate. But I
him talking about trying to find someone to give his mom a grandchild was cracking
my gosh.
He's like, make my mother a grandmother.
Oh my god.
I love him.
Or like before the cocktail party, the fact that he's like, hey man, like, think about how many of you women aren't going to be here at the end of the night. And all are you kidding me? Like, bro.
Dude, if you think about it, that was a power move, dude. That was a boss straight up telling them, look, none of y'all been paying attention to me, but the clock is ticking and somebody better bite.
Do you think he'll match up with someone? Like, do you think he's going to find out?
I don't know who all is on yet this season. Obviously they roll out, they keep a lot close to the chest. I
can't think of anyone, honestly.
Yeah, so I was gonna say the other, so I don't know. So him and Kaylin it's clearly a power play. She's the second person who I'm like, she can like really go away because like I just did not like her at all in Colton's season, and I still don't like her now. Like I just don't. She just feels duplicitous. Like And then last but not least, well, we talked about Jane. Jane can go too. She kind of sucks.
Agreed. Bye.
Oh damn! I forgot my third.
And it was Annalise or something.
Annalise. I hate Annalise.
Oh no!
Last season, I hate her now. She just needs to. I literally
think she's going home next episode.
I was gonna say she needs to just get her applesauce and Metamucil and just go retire, bro. Like I just go away. Like.
Is she the one that the other girl told her she needs, or maybe didn't tell her, but said that she needs to stay in her own lane?
Demi told her that, yeah. So she was the one that confronted Clay, being like, "You were just with my friend," and he was like, "We broke up 3 months ago."
Yeah, I'm thinking like a week ago, and she says, or he says 3 months, and I'm like looking at her. What are you talking about, girl? Shut up.
Well, it reminds me too of like a scenario, and I honestly think that was a situation where she more did that to try and like cause some drama so she could be at the center or something. Because
Yeah.
like, because to be honest with you, it kind of put me in a little bit of a weird flashback scenario where like, because her thing was like, you were talking about kids, you were talking about a house. It's like, well, yeah, typically when people are like falling for each other a little bit more, you have those conversations.
Yeah.
And sure, like we went and like looked at places, but clearly something didn't connect and fell apart. And it's not a thing anymore. And it's been months now. And he never said, he wasn't like a drunk situation with Jed and I said I love you when I was wasted. He openly was like, when I say I love you, I mean that shit like I want to.
He never told her he loved her.
Exactly. No, exactly. And that because he said that to Nicole on the date. He goes, when I say I love you, that means that like I want to marry you.
Yeah.
And so like I never said that to her on purpose because I did not feel that way. And I was like, that's full honesty. Like I think you gotta like chill out, like and go mind your worry about finding love for yourself. Like what are you doing?
Yeah, he handled himself very well. Like he was very calm with her and was like, "You're misinformed." Like he wasn't like calling her out and saying like, "You don't know what you're talking about." But he's like, "You're misinformed. You have the wrong information. Like I know this is hard for you because you're friends with Angela." But I thought like he just handled it very well. And yeah, she can go home. I'm sorry, Annalise.
Annalise. Oh, she's
poor Annalise. She's having a rough time every season she's on. It's just rough.
That's why she
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was like, that's why she just got to stop. Just go away.
She really does.
Well, it doesn't help her chances either with all the crying and the interfering with everyone else. I mean, your looks are only going to get you so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, I mean, I don't care how hot you are. If you're crying all the time and getting in the middle of everybody else's business, I am not going to want to be with you.
She cries all the time.
Yeah.
Wow. Who are some people that you like then, Winston?
Let's see. I love Demi's hilarious.
I love Demi.
She's just playing the game, man. The fact that she came on, she said, "Hi, I'm Demi from Demi's season." I was like,
God, I loved it.
Yo.
I love her.
No, she's the best. I like Skipper, though. I feel like she's about to break everybody's heart, so that's gonna be like a thing.
I don't get why everyone's like in love. She's beautiful, but she really is just boring. Like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's my whole thing is that like she's one of like the kind of nice ones, but I guess with and the fact that she kept being honest with Dylan is cool. Yeah. I appreciate that, but I think where I'm about to go rogue and like kind of be off that train is it sounds like she really doesn't know what she wants and she's kind of bouncing around except for maybe Blake. So if that just becomes a thing, then maybe I'll give her a pass, but otherwise, I don't know. At some point, like I know you're there to meet people, but like figure some shit out. Don't be Blake and hook up with everybody on the island and then wonder why everybody's like, yo, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Who else? I'm trying to think who else there. My brain's not. Because some people coupled off already, right? Who have we seen?
Clay and the one girl.
Clay and
Nicole. I like Clay and Nicole. I like Bibiana, but like I don't know what's gonna happen.
She's had a rough time too. All her shows.
Okay, Bibiana's the short chick, right?
Yeah, this short.
Okay. I gotta read this real quick because it cracks me up. When I was taking notes for the show, this was one of my actual notes having to do with Clay and Bibiana is the short girl. And what's the girl that he's seeing? What's her name?
Nicole.
Here's my note. Clay likes a girl, but other girl likes him, but he takes out the girl he likes on a date and other girl cries.
Yeah, that sums up Bachelor in Paradise.
That sums it up exceptional.
We also have Hannah and Dylan.
Yeah, no. Clay
and
Nicole,
and Derek.
Demi and Derek. That's going to be interesting because the apparently her not girlfriend is coming on the show.
Yeah, I didn't know
like the
that.
big. Yeah, so whoever her lady friend is coming on the show eventually.
Hmm.
So I'm very curious how this is going to work. If they're trying to make a throuple or what. I don't know what's going on. So
Oh, I just assumed in the clips that was some other girl on the show. I didn't realize
Yeah,
that
me
that was her
too.
lady friend.
no, she's not. She's not there yet. So I guess that. But so what's funny is I should have not done this show myself. I should have let my girlfriend do it because she reads all of the drama and she filled me in. So because she knows all of it. But apparently, the girl that she was talking about on the show, she just hasn't shown up yet.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, that should get good.
I am super excited about that. That's gonna be great. So that because I guess that's where her whatchamacallit, that's where her drama kind of comes in, is because a lady comes and it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong except she starts to fall in love with whoever, like maybe Derek. So then she's like really in a conundrum where she doesn't know what she's gonna do.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It should be fun. I mean, we've got what, 6 weeks, 5 weeks?
6 weeks left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Who else is on here?
John Paul Jones.
John Paul Jones.
I love that man. I love so much.
I want him to
Oh
find
my
love.
God.
I can't
That was
can't
me.
handle him. Every time he talks, all I hear is Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
He's so polite too.
He
growing
is,
up,
but
he was so polite.
he cannot keep his hand out of his hair, and how he always does that. Like he'll throw his head back, and his hair just flies back like a magnificent mane, and it just cracks me up, dude. He's really funny and entertaining, and he seems like a really nice guy. But I don't even know if I could handle being around him as a friend.
Oh, I'd love it.
It's just I don't know. I don't know. I guess all I hear is Spicoli, and that just is like, wow. Hey, Mr. Hand.
No, I love me some John Paul Jones. I love both of the black ladies, Tasha and Katie. They are both fucking
Oh
stunning.
man,
And
which
they
one
are
has
they're
the hazel eyes?
the one with the Katie. Oh my God, she
Oh,
has some of the
man.
most beautiful eyes I've ever seen in my
Yes.
entire life.
Oh,
And Tasha is class personified, and she is so fine.
Beautiful.
Oh
my
my
God.
yep.
God. So my friends, it's not just my girlfriend. My friends and I, like, we do like a bachelor draft every year. And so I actually had Onyeka on my team. So like there's a small part of me that still has a soft spot for her because she was on my team. But at the same time, I know how obnoxious she is. So like
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how I feel about her one way or the other. And then who else? I'm trying to think who else is out here in these streets. I don't really know the guy that's been on it like 7 times or whatever.
Chris P.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was before my time, but
yeah.
he seems nice.
Yeah, he seems like a nice enough dude. And then what we went through? We said Christina. We said Kaylin, Demi,
Dylan.
Dylan.
Dylan and Hannah sitting in a tree.
I love them.
Well, but at the end, remember, she started hooking up with Blake.
Yeah.
So
Dylan's gonna get his heart broken just because he's so sweet and but he's very clingy, very fast. Like he is all over.
But I also was like, you know what I always like kind of watch? Like I get it because I had no game for a long time because, you know, it is what it is watching how just remotely, like robotically awkward he is. Like, yeah, you know, I don't know. I just like, you're cute. Aw. And then they start making, and then every time like they get together, it's like, yeah, no, man, I'm really lucky that I'm with you because you like mad cute. And I'm like, so do you know how to hold a conversation, bro? Because like I sort of don't blame Hannah for being like, you're boring, but like, I don't know. I hope the kid has some depth to it. Like I don't want to see him get his feelings hurt, but I just hope he like brings a little something more, you know.
He reminds me of a grocery store Joe from last season. Just
grocery
quiet
store Joe.
and just kind of kept to himself, and like say it's the same kind of situation. Like Hannah G's going out and feeling their options, and Dylan's like, "I'll be here when you're ready to come back." Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I think they're long game. I think they'll be here for a while. Hopefully.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I hope so. Sydney. I love Sydney.
She's beautiful too.
She is absolutely
All
gorgeous.
these girls are beautiful.
I know, right? Well, and the funny thing is my girlfriend and I love watching it, and every time I'm like, damn, she's like, you can't upgrade, and I'm like, I'm not. There's not an upgrade, baby, like at all. And she's like, I just want to make sure you know, and I'm like, I swear to God, I'm not upgrading. Like you were the end all be all. They all just a bunch of nines. You a 10, girl. I swear to God, like.
I like how you rank them as 9s. You know, you don't rank them lower.
Lower, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. My mind, I'd be like, girl, they're more like 6s or 7s at the best. You're a 10 for sure.
Well, see, I guess the issue is if I do that, then she'd be like, see, now I know you're lying. So, because my girlfriend is like definitely someone who like is very open at like admiring beauty. So she'd be the first one to be like, damn, Tasha got some titties. And I'm like, she does. She really does. But that's why I can't be out there. She'd be like, nah, girl, she a 5. Like, because then she'd be like, oh, she a 5? You lying motherfucker. Like, how dare you?
That's true.
Yeah, you can't bring it up first, but you can agree with her. Like
exactly. I'm like, baby, you are so right. She got beautiful titties. That's great.
We haven't brought up who I think is the greatest character on this season. And I think, Sarah, maybe you told me that he's married to Sarah Hyland, the bartender.
Oh, they got engaged.
They got
Not
engaged.
married yet, but...
So Haley from Modern Family, her fiance, I don't know his name. I don't want to know because I think it's funnier to say Haley's fiance. Dude, I liked him more than anybody, dude. I think he's stealing the show every time he's on there doing bartender advice and stuff. I like that.
Great. He's great. I'll help you out. So Haley's fiance he was I want to say he was on correct me if I'm wrong, sir. He was on Bachelor like way back in the day, right? And then
yeah, he was on JoJo season, I believe.
Okay, so, like, yeah.
4 years ago.
Yeah, something like that. And so he's like the permanent replacement at bartender over the last couple of years, and like he's cashing that check. That's $20K just to sit there and be like, well, damn, you every episode be like, damn, you should like go over and you know tell him how you feel. And
does
like,
he actually make the drinks, or does someone else make the drinks?
That's a great question. I would go out on a limb just because I bartended for like some 5 years. I would go out on a limb and say that he's probably faking it and someone else is doing it.
Oh, no.
He's probably making, like, the simple drinks. Like
right. If someone's like, I just want a vodka cranberry, he's probably doing that. Or if someone's like, I want a shot, he's probably doing that. But, like, if there's, like, an actual cocktail, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else is doing that for him.
That's funny.
I'm going to start paying attention now to see if I can, in the background of shots or when they're talking to him, I'm going to start paying attention to see if maybe I can catch him actually working the bar.
I don't think I've ever seen him actually work the bar, though.
No, I've never seen him even hand a drink over.
No.
He just constantly pulls out a rag and sort of like half like something down, or he'll take a shot. But I have never seen him actually pour or hand anything to anyone.
Oh, wow.
That's the dream. He just has to stand there and get paid for it. Like,
and you're a fly on the wall to the greatest drama and stupidness that you could ever imagine. You're right there in the middle of it.
Well, and what I'm secretly hoping is that going forward that Demi makes her case essentially for being Demi, and then it's Demi and Wells working the bar at Bachelor in Paradise from now on.
Oh, that's
right. That would be the best thing in the whole world because she gave better advice than Wells did. She was like, look, stay in your lane, girl, because you look ridiculous. All right, bye.
She probably will. They'll have her. I mean, she was on Hannah's season like 3 times. Like, it just kept bringing her back. Like,
Oh, because
They love Demi.
she is absolute like ratings gold, man. Like she is hilarious. And what's funny is
the best part of Colton's season.
By far. And I just think about it and how I think about how like at first I was like, oh, she's about to be the villain, like, yo, this girl trash. But like she was just playing the game. That's it. She genuinely she didn't have any ill intent. She was just playing the game. That's all she was doing.
It is a game then, right? It is a game and they are contestants and it has really very little to do with love, right?
I'll let you take that one, Sarah.
I think it depends. Like, I think the leads are actually there to find love. Like, I think it's a fine balance. Like, I think some are there to find love. I think people actually do fall in love. I think Bachelor in Paradise are there more to find love. But a lot of contestants that go on there, especially like recently, they go on for Instagram followers. Like half of the girls are influencers on Instagram. Like Hannah G is an influencer. So, I mean, they go on there and a lot of the girls have said like, I've come on and if I end up falling in love with the lead or with Colton or whoever, then great, I have a fiance. But if not, I got a free vacation to all these places, like, and free drinks.
Do the guys get paid? Or get anything for their time and all that?
Do I think?
The leads, to my knowledge, do get some pay. The contestants do not, and on top of that, the contestants are responsible for like a majority of their dresses, suits, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a rare exception where they may give them something, but for the most part, they're responsible for all of that. And you also have to take off all that time from work. You're not making any money while you do it. So like a lot of people end up having to quit, or hopefully they've accrued enough sick and vacation days that they can just like try and wrap that in and then like just go on a hiatus from their job. Other than that. And so like it's kind of crazy, but like I think everybody's aware that a lot of it is to get the clout.
Yeah, especially now.
Right. So like that's why I'm always like whenever the Bachelor or the Bachelorette is like, are like befuddled by people that are there for that. I'm like, I mean, come on. Most of them were contestants at some point, so they know that there are people that exist. That's why I get confused when they're like, what do you mean you're here for clout? Didn't you have a homie that told you that shit like a season ago? Like, for real? So I don't know. But yes, there are some people that genuinely do fall in love and they're there for that, but a lot of people are there to get famous.
Fair enough. It is TV after all, so.
That's very true, because you could just go speed dating.
Yeah. Have you guys ever done speed dating? Just curious since you brought it up.
No, I've never done it before, actually.
Yeah, me too. I'm yet to go on first date, so. I am kidding.
I was like, I don't want to laugh. That's so sad.
No, I'm kidding. But in this Bachelor in Paradise season, how many people will end up being there total at the same time? Like you said, they're going to add more people. Do they only add as many as they lose each week, or will they eventually have like 20 people there total?
It goes down. It's always going to be like more of one gender than the other gender.
Right.
All right.
Until the very last week. The last week is when essentially they finally let the numbers even out, because then they're like, all right, cool. You guys need to, like, at that point it's all people that are couples, and they're like, you need to make decisions. Are you going to try and take this on beyond here? Do you realize that this was a summer fling? You need to let it go. And then some people actually get engaged by the end of it too. Cool. But until then, yes, they'll essentially like always keep going back and forth with like 9 guys and 12 girls, then 12 guys and 9 girls, and just back and forth for a few weeks.
So like 2 to 3 people will show up probably each episode. Like we won't get like a whole bunch of new people.
All right.
Just 1 or 2, or at most 3.
Right. Well, I'm excited to see Mike come up this week. That ought to be a lot of fun. I am secretly hoping he becomes a Bachelor, so I'm curious how this all plays out. Like, I hope he doesn't get his heart broken or anything, or like maybe he has a graceful exit where he kind of comes in and has fun and then goes, you know what, I love all of y'all cool, but I don't see what I'm looking for here, and he just rides off like a gentleman in the sunset. Like, I'm good with that. Like, please don't tarnish this man's reputation before he can.
No, he's gonna have a sad exit. It's gonna be sad.
Oh.
He needs something to be like when he's Bachelor, like, and then he had a hard time in Bachelor in Paradise, but now he has all these women. Like, it's gonna happen.
That's true.
That's what happened with Colton.
That's very true. That's very, very true. Because
and Nick.
Yeah, well,
and Ari.
I guess that you're right. That's exactly how it keeps playing out. They show up, get their heart broken a second time, and then they're like, all right, cool, you can have it.
It probably won't be that bad. Like, I don't think he'll probably be like, no one here. Like, I want a date with Kaylin. That's what it seems like. And like, no one else is really here. And he'll just kind of exit off and have the sad like limo ride, and then
right.
He'll be
but he'll still take it like a champ.
Yes.
Yeah.
He'll say what he needs to say. That's what Colton was doing his entire time on Bachelor in Paradise, saying all the right things, and it worked out for him. So.
No, that's very true. Well, the only thing is, Demi Lovato can't be super happy about this because she's been thirsting after him all last season, so she's probably not thrilled that he's going, because I guess that means that she didn't get to shoot her shot. Show? No, she doesn't go on the show, but she's been. I know, right? That would be absolutely amazing. But no, she's been like actively tweeting how into Mike she is, and like people have been trying to get the two of them to get together. So I guess that didn't happen. Yeah. Oh man.
Her and Wills, she could hook up with Wills. He's a very nice guy.
That's true.
Oh, we forgot all about him. What the hell?
Oh, Wills. Yeah, no, my girlfriend insists that he's constantly stoned. She's like, he just
my God.
Look in his eye that he's constantly fucked up.
Or drunk or something. Like, he's just always.
And I love how he just keeps going in and just butting in on Hannah and Dylan. That's cracking me up, man.
Yeah, but I think he got the message though, that like she's not really interested.
Yeah. So any final thoughts or hopes or anything for the 6 weeks to come?
Well, let me see. I really hope that Nicole and Clay work out. I feel like they're really cute. I hope that Bibiana finally finds something, but I have a feeling she might be going home this week.
Yeah, me too.
Which kind of bums me out. And I can't wait to meet Demi's girlfriend. That's the thing that I'm most excited about.
Yeah, that should be great.
What about you, J Wade? Any hopes and dreams?
I hope that we get more crazy, insane, funny stuff from John Paul Jones. I hope that we get much more drama with Blake and multiple girls fighting over him, because that's really funny to watch. But as long as the girl with hazel eyes sticks around, then I'm good to go. That's all I'm really looking forward to. Man, she's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I hope John Paul Jones finds love and that he stays on as long as possible. And I hope Kaylin goes home soon, because she's just getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
But she probably won't. So it's So, Winston, thank you so much for coming on our episode. We had a great time chatting with you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, y'all. And I promise next time to be a little more punctual.
No, you're fine.
No problem.
Set a few more alarms.
Do you have anything to plug? Where can people follow you?
Yeah, you guys can follow me on social media at the Swaggy Blurred, TheSwaggyBlerd. That's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. Currently, there's nothing super crazy coming out. But if anybody that's familiar with the Schmodown, I kind of do weekly reviews with Jay Washington on the DC Universe shows. We're kind of in a little hiatus because Swamp Thing just ended and there's nothing on quite yet. But definitely check those out. We post about them a lot, so you can find that where to find that. And other than that, stay tuned. I am making an appearance with a major NFL player in a sketch. I can't give away too many details quite yet, but that is coming up soon. So again, follow me on the socials, and I'll let you know about that. It's just a lot of fun. I may or may not be wearing a tutu. That's all I'll say.
Oh, okay.
Definitely going to be looking out for that.
Well, we would love to have you back at any time.
Oh, thank you. I'd love to come back for sure.
Open invitation.
Invitation.
Yeah, if we haven't asked you soon enough and you want to be on, just tell us, hey, man, I want to be on, and you're in, so.
Word, I appreciate that. And if y'all don't mind, my girlfriend, Kristen, if she's not working that day, I'm sure she would love to come even for 2 seconds and give like
absolutely.
Give her 2 cents. Yeah.
The more the merrier.
Sounds great.
and Jay, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you guys can find me at the Twitter on J Wade 1134. That is the letter J WADE 1134.
And you can find me also on Twitter at SSEABOCK. And you can find this show and more at Merc with a Movie blog feed on SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple and Google Play. We also will have all our episodes on YouTube on the Merc with a Movie blog channel. Thank you so much for listening, and remember, go and get that rose. Bye, guys.